What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to another episode of the My Side of Things podcast. This is now episode 10. I'm your host, as always, Ash. We got a whole lot of things on the docket to get to today, including talking about, that's the wrong thing. Wrong list I have pulled up. I have so I'm a teacher, right? And I push in other classes because I do resource and all that. I had my resource list pulled up for my students because I don't really like writing, because I only really write good with pens and markers. I don't always carry a pen. So I had this stuff for my students' test next week written down. That's not what we're talking about today, though. We're not talking about the lemon test or the sherbet test or the five freedoms in the First Amendment, which a lot of students do not know, by the way. And it scares me for the future. But no, we got a whole lot of things in the docket to get to today, including talking about Naomi's heel turn, and has this been one of the best heel turns that we've seen in a good amount of time. We also got to talk about a little bit of NXT things with Trick Williams, Stephanie Valkyrie. We are going to be having a very, very much so needed conversation about both of these situations, specifically about Trick Williams. We also got a lot of AEW stuff to talk about as well. The Owen Hart Cup participants got announced. We got to talk about Jay White and his big injury. We also got to talk about Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, and some MJF Bobby Lashley stuff as well. But first, I got to start off with, if I ever get enough money one day, no, not if, when I get enough money one day. We don't do ifs around here, okay? We do wins. If gonna get you a lot of places, but guess what? It ain't gonna get you anywhere if you keep saying if. When I get a good amount of money, because I don't need to be rich or anything like that. I think if I was $100K a year, that's fine for me, man. Even $80K a year, that is fine for me. I am not a super materialistic person. I know I have a lot of things here that could come off as materialistic. A lot of these things I buy one at a time. I do not go and get 30, 40 manga at the same time. I don't go grab 30, 40 figurines. A lot of these figurines are from Ross's and Burlington and stuff like that, or thrift stores. So I'm not really a super materialistic person. The only things I really spend a lot of money on my PC and stuff like that for content, so be able to eventually make more and more money and stuff like that. So I'm not really super materialistic by any means. But man, if I could just hit 300-400K a year to be able to buy, or I guess, would you say buy a personal chef? I don't know. It feels weird. It don't really feel right for me to be saying it like that. But attain is like AEW using syndicate instead of business. No, man. If I can ever get a personal chef, because I was talking to my girl recently, and she was like, you really just, when I had went out to where my girl lives, she lives in Texas, I went out there, right, and she was like, she had told her mom that I basically just eat chicken, and it's crazy because I really do only eat chicken. I eat beef a lot too, but I don't really feel like cooking a lot of meals with beef. Yeah, you can make hamburgers, you can make hamburger helper. See, it's the exact same thing. If I eat beef, and it's either gonna be hamburger based products or it's gonna be something else. But there's things you can make with it. But I just don't have the care or the desire to go out of my way unless I'm just in that mood to. I've recently learned how to make dirty rice, learned how to make jambalaya. I learned how to, what else I learned how to make? Hamburger helper from scratch and all that stuff. So there's things that I'm learning how to do as I look through TikTok and all that. I've learned how to do orange chicken and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things I'm learning how to do, but it's I do basically just eat burrito bowls every single day, whether it be with chicken, whether it be with beef sausage, or it be just with turkey meat or something like that. I'm dude, I really got to change up my palates, man, because my goodness, I'm just eating the same meals every day. But it's I don't know. It's just easy for me. It's a quick, easy meal that I could throw together after a long day and stuff like that. And so I was, me and my girl were talking about this a while back because we had seen this video where it was about this dude saying he wanted his girl to live at home and all that, or he wanted his girl to quit his job and or to quit her job so that she can make meals for him and all that stuff. She was asking for my opinions on it. I don't ever want my girl to have to quit her job. If my girl, if I ever get 100K a year and my girl's working as well and she wants to quit her job because I'm doing this and all that, and she's what, this is stable enough, that's completely her choice. I would never tell her to quit her job though. But it would be nice just to have somebody make the meals for me so I don't have to make them. So I can just focus on my stuff. And because it's when I focus on my stuff and I gotta go make my meals, it's I feel like I'm rushing something like that, or I feel like I'm rushing my meals, or I feel like I'm rushing my content, or I just don't really have enough time because it's content, it's work, it's school, it's all this. So it would be nice to be able to get a chef for this. Now, obviously right now I cannot afford to pay a personal chef at all. No way. But I also don't know if I really want a personal chef in my house, because I don't know if I want some like random person just in my house. So I would love to like meet somebody one day that is aspiring to be a chef, and then, you know, like we're like friends and all that stuff, and I can be like, hey, you know what, man, you know, we've been cool for a long time now. Why don't I just pay you to be my personal chef? Like something like that, because I can't just, you know, get some random person. It's, I don't know, but like I do understand why people get personal chefs, because I always thought about like, why would you really get one? You know, you're spending a lot of money on that. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, dang, a personal chef is going to have a bigger catalog of food that they could cook. Obviously, yes, I can go on TikTok and Google and stuff like that. But, I mean, TikTok's about to be getting banned again, so I won't be able to use TikTok much anymore. Man, they going to keep just taking it away. And watch them take it away, and they're going to give it right back to us like 2-3 days later. Those. Nah, but it's just like, I could do that, but then it's just, now I'm prepping the same way I would prep for content, and it's just like, I'm not trying to do all this. Yes, I gained something out of it because I'm getting a very good cooked meal, but it's like, bruh, I'm not about to spend like 30-45 minutes trying to find a dang recipe for something, find a good way to cook it, because I'm gonna be real with you, man. When I be finding the recipes on how to cook stuff, bruh, last time I found a recipe for macaroni and cheese, bruh, this was the nastiest macaroni and cheese that I have ever tasted in my life, and I mean, I powered through it because I spent the money on it, but my goodness, bruh. So it's like, now I gotta go, you know, find like, man, look, I gotta go find the black version, all right? I gotta go find the black version on how to make this, because I can't trust Google. Google gonna give me them other folk and making it. It's just ain't gonna taste good at all. So I can't do that, bro. Like unseasoned food. No, we're not doing this. Or like lightly seasoned food. I mean, you know, lightly seasoned isn't always the baddest thing, because, you know, they be, hey, man, there's a reason why they be living that long. There's a reason why they be living that long, and why we don't be living as long, because we be putting a seasoning in all our food. So gotta kind of, you know, salute to them as well. But I've tried to also find like that good middle ground of not having to overly season my food, because of the fact that, like, you know, you overly season it, just you start, you know, kind of health problems and all that stuff. So yeah, no, but like, now I'm actually kind of mad that TikTok is going to be gone, because gosh, I used to use this for my black versions of food all the dang time. Because you know when you're going to cook a meal, you got to throw down. You can't be messing around. But no, I really do got to like just hope that I get enough money one day that I'm able to have a personal chef, because I would love to have one, or just somebody to cook for me. Because man, oh man, you know, it really is. It's hard out here in these streets, man. It really, really is, man. I don't have enough time to be cooking long meals and all that stuff. And then I got to like go to sleep early because I got to go to work and all that stuff. That's why I would love to be able to just do like this content thing full time, or, you know, do like the writing full time. One of the two, either content or making a book, one of the two. Although I guess making a book is also content as well. I would love to be able to do like just all of it kind of together and stuff like that, which is why I've been like rewriting my book and all that, because I do want to be able to put out the best product so that, you know, I eventually can sell it. But I would love to be able to do this full time. But it's also like, I really, really love teaching as well, man. It's not for everybody. I will say that. There's a lot of people who have been quitting because of stress and all that stuff, and I definitely understand it because it is stressful as heck. But those days where it's like, you know, something great happens, where like that student just finally gets through it, or finally gets through it in the sense of like, you know, they've been struggling to learn the lesson, and then they eventually just, boom, it clicks, and it's like, whoa, this was amazing. Or, you know, like the kid that's just been, like a few years ago, I had a student at my old school. I had him his freshman year, and I had him freshman, sophomore, junior year. His freshman year, he could not read at all. His writing was really bad, and then eventually, you know, as the years progressed, and I was working with him, other teachers were working with him as well. We eventually started seeing some progress. You know, he was able to like read a bit better and stuff like that, and I was like, dang, you know, those are the moments that like just make teaching such a wonderful thing. So I don't know if I would ever really want to fully just quit teaching. I probably would do something still with it, whether it be like being a para or something like that. Like I probably would still do something with it, because I do really still love that aspect of it. And like teaching does like make life a bit better for me, even though it is a bit stressful. I really just like it, man. It's a really fun thing to do. So yeah, no, I don't think I would ever be like a full-time content creator by any means. I would definitely probably just do it like part-time. The book though, that's going to be something that's just going to have to be full-time as well, which is probably why a lot of other stuff will get pushed back besides teaching though. Teaching, I think book are like the number two, like the number 1 and 1A. Although I think books are a little more higher just because of the fact that it's something I've always wanted to do my entire life. Teaching is more so something that I've wanted to do, you know, ever since I like ran to like a really cool teacher that did things for me that other teachers just had not done, and and like really just, I guess, not to be like one of these people, but like it shone a light, or shone. There was a light, okay? It was a very dark tunnel, and there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and I was like, it changed my whole perspective on a lot of things. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me, there's little things in there. That's, like I said, man, you're going to get a lot of the wrestling stuff, and I'm also going to give y'all some other things as well, but let's go ahead and jump in this wrestling stuff, because did I even say, I forgot to say one of the topics was, I want to talk about Max Caster. I want to talk about Max Caster because he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast. That was the one, I didn't have it written down, that's why. But I want to talk about Max Caster on the podcast because he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, and he was saying a lot of things that Baron Corbin had kind of said, because he had made a tweet saying about how they didn't really need Shelton Benjamin there. They had like the best roster. I'm pretty sure that was a work. I would like to believe it was, but I also think there's a lot of truth behind it, in that what Max Caster was saying on this podcast was that he felt that we do have the best roster in AEW. We don't need these outside guys and all that stuff, and that why can't we why can't we grab our guys and do what we're going to do with these other guys? Why can't we just have our guys do that? And I fully understand what he's saying, because you have the Don Callis family there, and the Hurt Syndicate are getting booked even better, in my opinion. Like, the Don Callis family, I thought could be a super big faction. Don Callis is a very, very, very entertaining mic worker. He's one of the best mic workers in AEW, and I would love to see a lot more there done with it. You had a Mogul Embassy as a pretty big thing, but then you kind of just broke that up, so we can't really, we probably can't put Swerve Strickland back in the faction anytime soon, or probably at all. But I would have loved to have seen Swerve Strickland be potentially with a Powerhouse Hobbs and somebody else, and you form your own Hurt Syndicate instead of going to grab Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, and MVP. Even though I do like these three guys, I also did not know that MVP was apparently rapping on that song, the We Hurt People song. I did not know he was rapping on that at all, so that's pretty cool. But I would love to see AEW kind of use their guys more, because when you sign these big names, you're taking away from other people. Like, you sign the likes of, I hate to use these names because I feel like I'm like just hating on them, but you sign Mercedes Moné, it takes away from one of the women on your roster. Takes away from Julia Hart, youngest reigning TBS champion. Since then, she's basically done nothing. You've done nothing with Queen Aminata, really. You've kind of pushed her here and there, but not too much. You have Jamie Hayter kind of get pushed down the card. You have Thunder Rosa kind of get pushed down the card as well. Like, when you make the new signing, everybody gets pushed down one, and besides like the very, 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 very top. So Toni Storm, Mariah May, they were safe. Everybody else, though, they lost a little bit of screen time because you got that new big signing, and because they are a super duper megastar, you got to give them even more screen time. You can't just give them, 2-3 minutes. No, you got to give them 5-10 minutes. You got to give their matches 20-30 minutes, because that's how good Mercedes Moné is. She puts on 30-minute matches that are like 5-star classics every single dang time. You go sign the Hurt Syndicate, what do? Private Party gets their big win over the Young Bucks, and we do nothing with them at all. And it's like, because you're preparing for the Hurt Syndicate to eventually get those titles off of them, so it kind of feels like you're just screwing over Private Party's run, because you just want to have everybody say, let's get the titles off of them, because they had like a really good push and had a really big run. Maybe people don't want the belts off of them, but I'm also going to say that I would have loved for Private Party to have a good 6-month run, 5-month, 4-month, 3-month run with the belts, and then put them on the Hurt Syndicate. That was always the plan. That's fine. I don't really care. Like, it's just use your guys as well. And I think that's where like a lot of the Max Casters and Baron Corbins and Toni Storms, etc., and even MJFs, that's where they're coming from, is you can bring these other guys in, make them earn their spots, and also use us at the same. You could bring these guys in, but you gotta make them earn their spots and not just take away from us. Because like you want to bring in the Hurt Syndicate. Okay, cool. I like that. Why did they have to immediately get thrown into the tag division? Because you could have, you ran Shelton Benjamin and Swerve Strickland, Swerve B. Shelton, then you bring Bobby Lashley in and you do one thing with that and you never go back to it ever again. Now, we're probably going to touch back to this very soon in the future if Swerve Strickland does defeat Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. But why did you run that? Like, you just ran that into the ground so quickly and you never even, like, went more with it. And you weren't, you didn't put them in the tag division like months afterwards. You had Swerve Strickland off, like, well, I mean, I guess he was taking a break, but you had him go off air for a while, and then you run Swerve Strickland and Ricochet. I feel like you could have slowed that down a bit. You could have continued Swerve and Bobby, but then the problem is if you continue Swerve and Bobby, what happens? You likely got to have Swerve Strickland lose that feud because you're going to be having Bobby and Shelton go in the tag division. Or, in my opinion, what you could have done, because you had Bobby Lashley, you had Private Party there. You could have had Private Party you could have Private Party come help Swerve Strickland, and then that sets up the Private Party versus the Hurt Syndicate. That would have been a much better story. Ricochet is right there. You could have Ricochet, if you wanted to, like I said, you should have had Ricochet with the Hurt Syndicate. You could have had him also trying to prove himself that he has to, he wants to be a part of the group, so he wants to hurt people. So when he's attacking Swerve, now you have Swerve getting the edge over him. Then you have the Hurt Syndicate come out. You have the Hurt Syndicate come out and attack Swerve Strickland. Then here comes Private Party, sets up Private Party versus Hurt Syndicate. Now you're actually doing something with the guys on your roster, and you're not just basically screwing them over. And it's not just AEW. This is every single company. They bring in these guys. They take from the other guys that were doing something. Like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to pivot away from that. Like, look at Trick Williams in NXT. Defeated Ilya Dragunov, one of the biggest NXT champions, to do what? To lose the belt in like 40 days to Ethan Page. You had Roxanne here with the NXT Women's Championship going on a historic run, looking like one of the greatest NXT women's wrestlers of all time, looking like one of the greatest NXT wrestlers of all time, carrying the heck out of the dang company. She arguably has a top 5 run with that NXT Championship, men or women, and you just put it on Julia. No. You had her look weak against Julia, had Cora save her, and then for the next few months, she's losing basically every single match besides one tag team match, but she didn't even actually, be there for the win because her and Julia started fighting all the way to the backstage, and then Cora got the win over Kalani Jordan. So why do you need to do this? Why do you need to screw over your own wrestlers with these big signings? Can the big signings not wait? Do we have to just push them immediately? Why can't we, give them time, give them storylines? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the more annoying thing is, like, with the Hurt Syndicate, because I can understand Julia and Stephanie, they have language barriers. It's hard to build storylines with them because they have language barriers. I get that. Hurt Syndicate don't have language barriers. Prince Nana, MVP is right there. They could have had a whole thing of just going around and just hurting a lot of the locker room. Like that would have been very, very easy to do. But no, you spent like 2-3 weeks, and you probably spent like a month of them feuding with Swerve Strickland, and then boom, that was just it. That was it. They eventually just went on and started doing some kind of like tag team stuff, and then boom, they got the tag belts, and it's just like, well, okay, you just got them that dang quick. You really didn't do much with it. So it's like, why was this the case? Like, why do we have to do this? You threw like NXT Jordan Grace. She's already gonna be a stand deliver, and sure, she's been there before, like making appearances and all that. She's been there for like a month or two. By the time the stand deliver happens, it'll probably be like 2 months by that time. But it's like, bruh, in 2 months she's already getting a shot. Why can't we slow it down? Now, I understand why, though. Ash understands why. Because of instant satisfaction. That is ruining content. Is that people's attention spans have made it to where we can't wait 5-6 months down the line for this new signee to do big things in our company. We have to have this happen immediately. We have to have Julia's first match be against Roxanne. No, actually against somebody else. But then, I think it was like her second match was against Roxanne Perez. Jordan Grace, her official second match is going to be against, or third match is going to be against Stephanie Valkyrie as Stand and Deliver. She might have a match in between or something like that with her and Jada Parker. Who the heck knows? But basically, like within her first 5 matches, she's already getting a world championship shot. Stephanie Valkyrie, within like her first couple of matches, not counting like tag team stuff, just solo stuff, it actually might have been like her second match solo wise. She already got a North American shot. Ricky Saints already got a North American shot and got the North American title. I thought it was going to happen at Stand Deliver, but it didn't. AEW, like I said, Hurt Syndicate, boom. Mercedes Moné, first couple matches. Wasn't it the first match? Was it not Mercedes' like first match in AEW? She got the TBS title. It might have been like the second or third one, but I'm pretty sure it was the first one. But whatever it was, within the first 5 matches, boom, TBS title. And it's just like, because folks' attention span can't attention span for a long time. We have to basically rush everything, which I feel hurts so many storylines. So when people say like, oh, well, and even myself included, when we say that like, oh, well, these companies can't do this and that, their storylines aren't really hitting as how they would before. It's not just because of the storylines. It's also because it's not just because, the storylines are rushed. It's because the storylines are rushed because the folks' attention span is too damn short. The Bloodline reunited within like 1 week. Why is that? Why is that? Because they know if they would have took months on this stuff, folks wouldn't have cared. Folks started not caring about Naomi and Jade, and mind you, it was not always for the greatest reasons. Like when I said it, I was like, well, there's a really obvious thing you could just do here. The cameras. Like, could you not have said the cameras? You could have easily said that the cameras were taken out. You could have said that, this happened where there weren't cameras, but they didn't do any of that. Other people were saying that, dude, it's taking too long. I don't care anymore. And it's just like, well, okay, you just don't care anymore. That's on you. That's on you. Like this, you should be able to wait 2-3 months for a storyline. Like, my goodness. I got a mutual of mine, good friend of mine, Michael Madlock over on TikTok, who's making a manga, and people are rushing him. And it's like, bruh, it's been a year and a half since he's announced that he's making a manga. Why would you think it's gonna be done within a year and a half? He is like when he said it, he had said, I'm still learning how to draw and write and all this stuff. Why would you think it's gonna take you a year and a half to make something? Like, no, it's not gonna take you like 2-3 months. If it does take you 2-3 months, that shit's gonna be garbage. Like if the story about Naomi and Jay would have been broken way before Elimination Chamber, it would have been just, okay, cool. It happens at Saturday night's main event, or it happens at Royal Rumble or something. Like, nobody cares about that. No, nobody cares. So it's like you have it happen at Elimination Chamber where you have a lot of big things happening, and Royal Rumble is already packed with other things. So it's like, you're not gonna have it happen there. But I do, to go back to what Max Caster was saying, I do feel bad for a lot of these smaller guys because it's like, my bad for hitting the mic. It's like, dang, we can't even have these smaller guys, these mid-card guys, some of these guys that are trying to get into the high card, trying to get to the top card. We can't really give them that spot now because of the new big signing. And like Max Caster was also saying, it would be one thing if these guys earn their way, like Cope is one thing, because Cope, when he came into AEW, he was already like pushing 50. He's on the way out very, very soon. So I understand with Cope, you want to do it real quick. Bobby Lashley, Shelton, I guess I could also make the exception for because they are pushing 50. But Cope said that he's retiring in like a few years. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin haven't said anything about retiring. And it's like, even then, Cope didn't immediately get a title. There was big stuff going on that eventually led to him getting the TNT Championship. Hurt Syndicate, they just had one simple storyline with Swerve Strickland and then went on like a few weeks later to get the dang tag titles. And it's like, okay, I guess you really didn't do much of Private Party, but all right. So it's like, I understand why a lot of these lesser guys are upset, because not lesser, my bad, that's horribly worded. Why a lot of the smaller guys on these shows are a lot more upset by these big signings, because it does affect them. And something I also want to say is that these big signings, they help momentarily, but do they actually help in the long run? Are you getting enough back? Like, I want to use my GM from WWE 2K for a second. Y'all know like how when you get like that little thing from Triple H that'll say like, hey, there's this advertisement company that wants to work with you for free and all that stuff, and to bring in like, XYZ. Yes, it's for free, but it's like, you're probably at the most going to get like 3 to 5K fans. Is that really a lot when you're pulling in like 30 to 40,000 a week sometimes? Like, is that really a lot? Now take it into this realm here where we have, actually, let me stay there for a second, because then you have also the other opportunity of, hey, this superstar is going to get picked up for a movie and they'll give you 500, 600K. That's a lot right there. That helps you a lot more than the 2,000-3,000 fans. Maybe the off chance you get 9 to 10K, but most of the time it's usually the lower numbers. Let's look at these superstars that are getting signed. Are they actually doing much? Because I said in the TikTok video that, yes, Logan Paul getting signed to WWE, big name because the WWE puts eyes on them instantly. What happens, though, in the long run? when Logan Paul is barely there, when Logan Paul is barely having matches? Are his fans actually going to care? Because they're only there to see Logan Paul. Sure, let's say Logan Paul brings in 500,000 new viewers. You know what? Let's go bigger number. 1 million viewers every time he's on the dang screen. How many of those million viewers do you think are actually staying in WWE, and is it even worth it? I would say of those million viewers, it's probably 2 to 3%, if not even 1%, which I don't even know what 1% of a million is. Let me see. 1% of 1 million is, come on, Google, hurry the heck up. Google, you could have just gave me all this. I ain't need all this dang math now, Google. What the hell? 10,000. It's basically 10,000. I think that's the right number. So it's 10,000. Is 10,000 fans? I mean, it's a lot for sure, but is that worth it though? Of the million, and then let's not talk about the money that you actually paid Logan Paul. Let's say Logan Paul makes 5 to 10 million. Was that 10,000 fans that he brought in actually worth it? Let's look in AEW. When you make these new big signings, are they actually contributing to retaining fans? Because it's not just for that one segment they're there. Are they there for the entirety of the show? That's the important part, right? I mean, yeah. Are the fans there for the entirety of the show? That's the important part right there. When Hurt Syndicate gets signed, are these folks that are fans of Hurt Syndicate, are they staying for the entirety of the show, or are they staying for that one segment that Hurt Syndicate is there? That's important, because then that really lets you know, was your money worth it? And if they're not staying there, which I would again say that they're probably not, like the 100% that are there for Hurt Syndicate, they're probably not all staying there. I would say probably like 4 to 5% are staying there for the rest of the show. Does that really help? Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. I don't know, because I guess for me, for someone that's smaller, when I was doing a lot of anime content on my TikTok and I was trying to promote my book, I got a few folks to go check it out. It was like, of the 100 comments that said they were going to check it out, it was like 4 to 5 people that probably actually checked it out, because, I didn't really see like an insane spike in numbers for my book. So it's like, it probably didn't all check it out. I can say from my point of view that it was worth it for me, because 4 to 5 extra viewers helps out my book so much for being a independent content creator, not signed to any companies, not working with any publishing companies and all that stuff. Is that worth it? Is that 10,000 worth however much money you spent to get Logan Paul, to get Shelton Benjamin, to get Mercedes Moné, to get XYZ? Or could you have just, put some of that money into building up your smaller star to potentially one day be as big as said star? Because Mercedes Moné didn't start out big. Hurt Syndicate didn't start out big. Logan Paul didn't start out big. Big Boom AJ didn't start out big. These guys all, came from ground up. Not Logan Paul, but the rest of them all came from the ground up though. So, they all made their names big. Well, and you know what? I'll be fair. Logan Paul also made his name big as well. Can you not do that with these other guys? Why can't you do that? Can you not build up your stars? If you can't, then that's a you problem. You can't just go grab superstars because you can't build up superstars. That's not good. That's not great for longevity. People get attached to the ones who have been there since day one, the ones that they have seen, come from the ground up and really build themselves up. Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, MJF, Tony Storm. Mariah May is a bit of a different one because, no, I'm going to give Mariah May that because we've seen her in other places as well. But, these that have been there forever and ever and ever, they're fans of that. They're the ones that are going to be there for the entirety of the show because they want to see the next Hangman Adam Page. They want to see the next Swerve Strickland. They want to see the next Tony Storm. They want to see the next, Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa or whatever. They want to see that next person. The ones that you signed for for Shelton, like the ones that came from Shelton Benjamin and Mercedes Moné and Hurt Syndicate and all this stuff, they're not there for, the stars that are going to get built up. They're there to see who are you going to sign next. And that's what all these companies are basically becoming with all these major signings is who's going to get signed next? Who's going to get signed next? What super duper mega star is going to get signed next? If you go and sign the lesser guys, the smaller guys like the Indy Hartwells, the Isla Dawns, the Blair Davenports, the the Cedric Alexanders, the Mustafa Ali's. You go sign these guys that, didn't really do as much, and then you give them, you help them because they had a plan, didn't work in past company, bring that plan to new company, and now boom, it works. I like that. That also does kind of go with the fans that are looking to see who's the next big person to get built up. I like that. But I wish that, we could do more of that and not focus so much and not make so much of a big thing out of these big super duper mega stars that are getting signed. Like, we don't need it to happen every single time. And I understand that you want to sign them because it's just going to help with instant money. But is that instant money worth it in the long term, I guess, is my thing. And I think it's a lot of people's things, like Max Caster, MJF, Tony Storm, Baron Corbin, etc., etc., etc. But since we're talking about AEW, we talked about this for a good amount of time now. Let's go ahead and hop on over to the AEW recap. We got to talk about first the biggest thing of the night, not the biggest thing. One of the biggest news coming out of AEW last night is that Jay White is legitimately hurt. He's going to be having surgery. I don't think the information came out as to what actually happened to him, but they had like the whole attacked by the Death Riders thing. So yeah, it's looking like he's going to be out for a while. This does really suck because for me, I'm a really big Jay White fan. I know one of my good guys, Jaden, you might see him in the comments a lot here if you're on Spotify. He's a very big Finn Balor, Jay White guy. And for him, I know it sucks for him because these are his dogs right here, man. And it's just like, oh man, I don't know the future of Jay White because I said it about Adam Cole, I think last episode or the episode before that. Adam Cole is somebody that has all the talent in the world to be the top guy. He can be your number one. He can be your face of the company. But my goodness, he can't stay healthy. And Jay White is the exact same way. He can't stay healthy. There's always a chance that he becomes the next Steph Curry, though, and, has the injury bug a lot early on, and then eventually gets over it. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the same thing with Finn Balor because he hasn't got injured in a while, so I'm hoping that maybe he's done with his injuries now because now he's looking like get the win Balor. Maybe we might be able to see an IC title get put on, a World Heavyweight title get put on him. That'd be really cool to see. Same thing for Jay White. Maybe after this injury, we just see the switch flip and it's like, boom, no more injuries, able to go out to be the superstar he was because the man sold out Madison Square Garden. He gonna let us know that every single time. And for New Japan to do that, very, very big thing. So I would love to see this happen for Jay White. There's even a storyline there now when he does come back that he could have like a really big feud with Jon Moxley because the man's not done much. Like, let's be real. In AEW, not Jon Moxley, Jay White. Besides the MJF storyline and the Trios Championships, but even then the Trios Championships was kind of just whatever. Besides the whole MJF storyline, he ain't done anything. I thought he should have been the guy that was getting the match against Jon Moxley instead of Cope. I think it would have been a lot better. I think a lot more people would have loved that match instead of Cope. But I guess it's kind of cool seeing that Cope feuded with all three members of the Shield and only beat one of them in Seth Rollins. So yeah, I kind of wish he would have lost to Seth Rollins though. But whatever. It's just like for Jay White though, I don't know what the future is for this guy because he's already upset with his current, time in AEW. He doesn't really like what's become of it. He wants to be able to, be in these world title pictures, be doing really big things in AEW, and he hasn't really got that chance outside of the one MJF stuff, and it's in large part due to the fact that he's always hurt. So it's like, I hope one day that he's able just to bite this injury bug and not have to deal with it not to deal with it ever again. He's able just to be the star that he can be because he's only 34 right now. Whenever he does come back from injury, I would love to be able to see him just have a good amount of time, whether it is the next 7 to 8 years and he goes until he's like 44 or 45, or it's just going until he's 40 and be able to have the next 4 or 5 years to be able to do really big things. Because I said already many times that if Jay White does not hold a world title within the next 2 years, it's a fumble. But I also had an asterisk by it because I said it depends on his injuries. If he's not healthy, it's not a fumble. If he's healthy, you're not doing anything with them, it's a fumble. Like Finn Balor has been fumbled. He's bitten the injury bug, and we still have not put any kind of world titles onto him. Adam Cole, I hope that he gets a TNT championship at, Dynasty this Sunday. Who knows if it's going to happen, though? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they still don't fully trust Adam Cole yet. Maybe they really want to go in the direction of Daniel Garcia because he is one of their guys that's been around for a good amount of time now. He's starting to kind of turn a bit more aggressive. So maybe there's that chance, but I don't know, though. When it comes to Jay White, he's got to now prove it. And that sucks because it's like, you know, being injury prone, you can't really do anything about that. Like when I was injury prone in high school and college, I couldn't do anything about my ankle just being messed up. I don't know what the heck Steph Curry did. I would have loved to have known because boy, did I had that jumper on me. I'm going to tell you right now. Let me tell you right now, man. And the clutch was in my jeans. Oh my gosh. And defense was definitely my thing. But it's like, you know, there's not really much you can do for a guy that's injury prone. And like all you can do is just, you can only hope. And if you're the guy that's injury prone, all you can do is just hope that you're not going to get hurt. A lot of it does, you know, a lot of it is a mental thing. Like for me, it was the way I landed looking back on it now, you know, like when I started messing on my right ankle, I would try to land on my left ankle a lot more. When I started messing on my left ankle, I would try to land on my right ankle a lot more. I would try to just keep going back and forth. And for a lot of injury-prone people, that's usually what it is. You know, you mess your shoulder up. Okay, let me not do that move, or let me fall on this side instead. Maybe this side is a little tougher because I never messed up my left shoulder instead of my right shoulder. But it's just like, you know, the mental thing is one of the hardest things to break. It's super dang hard. Even to this day, I think when I play ball now, like I still like land a certain way. I definitely don't land on my right foot as much anymore. I even have like a little kick out as well because I just rather land on like my left foot. But, you know, there could come a day when I mess the left foot up and boom, now I got to go back to my right foot. Same thing for a guy like Jay White, you know, whatever this injury was, like maybe he's going to start overthinking it a little bit. So it's just like, oh, man, I hope the best for Jay White, though. I really, really do. But speaking of Jay White, since he was taken out of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, we did get his replacement, which is going to be Kevin Knight. We also got the men's and women's solidified. For the men's side of things, we do have Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight, round 1 at Dynasty. Going to be a really good match. I cannot wait to see that. We're going to be having Brody King versus Konosuke Takeshita, another just hard-hitting match. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher, a rematch from the World's End not from the World's End, from the Continental Classic. I think they also had a rematch as well, not too long ago, either on Collision or Dynasty. And then we have Hangman Adam Page versus the Wild Card. Now, there's two options for this wild card. It's Darby Allin and it's Josh Alexander. If Darby Allin is said, you know what, I'm not gonna climb that damn mountain, it's Darby Allin, because then that means that it's Darby Allin, and that means that Swerve Strickland is losing at is losing at Dynasty. If it's not Darby Allin and it's Josh Alexander, that is because Swerve Strickland actually won, and Hangman Adam Page are going to go on to face Swerve Strickland at All In, which is going to kind of suck because that means that Swerve Strickland might end up losing the match. I already said before, you can't have both of your you can't have both of your Owen Hart Cup tournament winners lose this year. I would love for, potentially Hangman Adam Page to lose that belt to Swerve Strickland. I feel like he kind of has to lose the belt because we just seen with Swerve Strickland tonight this past night, that he admitted that he deserved what happened to him, that he deserved to have his house burned down. And so we're seeing a lot more of that character development from Swerve Strickland. And that was a really good segment right there. Just Hangman Adam Page going at Swerve Strickland, telling him that I promised that you were never going to be getting that AEW World Championship, and I'm not breaking my promise. Swerve Strickland told him, you got to get over it, man. This is over. It's over. It's done with. Hangman said, you broke into my house. He said, I never will. You broke into my house. Swerve tells him, you burned my house down. And then Hangman tells him, you deserved it. And he says, I know I did. And then boom, he's like, wait, hold on. What'd you just say? I know I did. That was a powerful moment right there. I really, really love what AEW is doing with they got real faces, not baby faces. And this is no shade. I promise you, no shade at all to WWE. They love doing the real face, the baby faces though. And I get it. It works more toward the kids. I understand it. It's like shonen. AEW is seinen. And that's why I really love that AEW has finally learned that this is the direction that we need to go, and we don't need to do the baby faces. We've seen it with Cody Rhodes, and it's just not going to work. Darby Allin, people love him, but it's probably not going to work either. And I think that they actually are leaning towards this Swerve Strickland win over Jon Moxley, and then having Swerve versus Hangman Adam Page at All In. Going to have a big moment there. But these real faces, these guys that have just done XYZ in the past and then overcame a lot of that stuff and turned a new leaf and all that. I said in a video about Hangman Adam Page that these are the kind of guys that are going to keep AEW around for 50 years if you keep doing stuff like this. You do not go away from the formula that is clearly working. Fans are behind it. They love the real faces because it relates to your adult audience. Yes, you have kids there. Yes, you want to, still have stuff for the kids. That's why you go grab Big Boom AJ. That's why you have a Darby Allin. That's why you have an Adam Cole. That's why you have some of these guys that can still relate to the kids and that the kids will be able to look up to and like, and you have Willow Nightingale, you have Jamie Hayter as well there, but this AEW is for adults. AEW is for a much older audience, a much more mature audience. They don't want to see the Narutos and the Ichigos and the Luffys. They want to see the Eren Yeagers, the Sung Jin Woos, the whoever else I can't think of right now. But they want to see these more mature characters because it relates to real humans. Real humans make mistakes. Now, if you break into a house and you used to buy someone's kid, or you burning the house down and all that, nah, baby, you don't deserve a second chance. You gonna get your ass on over to jail. But even the ones that do go to jail, that make a mistake. Or well, that's not called make a mistake. They did a dumbass thing. Okay, they made a very dumb decision. Even they can grow as well, though. So you broke into someone's house. Okay, you learn from your mistakes and you go on and do great things. We see that, in WWE, you got guys like Jacob Fatu. You also have eventually probably Zilla Fatu coming in as well. These are two guys that have that have done dumb things in their life. I think we can call a spade a spade. They've done dumb things in their life, and they're, trying to correct that thing. R-Truth as well, trying to correct that thing, which is why I really wish that R-Truth was the guy that got over more in WWE in not a comedic way, but whatever, man. But I do really like that AEW is doing this because it's another way to separate it from WWE. Like, seinen manga separates from shonen manga so much because it has these more mature MCs, and they're usually not kids, and they definitely don't do a lot of the they don't have a lot of these kid qualities. They relate to adults or mature people more. They make a lot more realistic mistakes, and not mistakes because they were just trying to get attention, but mistakes because they were trying to save they had been through a whole lot of stuff, and they were just trying to let it out, or they were trying to, I don't know, make money because they have a family or something like that they want to take care of. These are things that a lot of more older people can relate to, a lot more mature people can relate to. So I really like that AEW is going in this direction. If, though, they don't have Swerve Strickland win, I'm not mad at the Darby Allin storyline. I think it's still really good. You could have Darby versus Hangman. It does mean that Hangman would lose early on, but I think you could protect Hangman in a way that you have MJF get involved in the match so that MJF has or can at least continue his storyline with Hangman and Page, because I think that storyline needs to be continued as well. I really do love Swerve and Hangman, though. It's been an excellent story of just, everything they've been through leading up to now, having an actual good match going into All In and not some vicious, violent match. And these are two guys that could just tell an awesome story within AEW. It almost feels, even though I said seinen, it feels very Naruto Sasuke-esque. It just, if Naruto also went down the dark path as well. So I do actually really like this storyline they've been doing. I like Darby and Moxley as well, though, because I feel like it cleans up a lot of stuff. Unless you just don't really care and you're just you know what? It's over. It's done with. It's probably not even going to get cleaned up, even if we have Darby Allin dethrone Jon Moxley and take down the Death Riders and all that stuff. People probably still won't care. So maybe we should just move on from it. And I'm not mad at that either. I do think the rounds are probably going to go Will Ospreay defeats Kevin Knight. Konosuke Takeshita defeats Brody King. So we get Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. Then I'm guessing, I'm going to say Will Ospreay gets to the finals and he's at Double or Nothing. I think Konosuke Takeshita might not make it. And then we get Mark Briscoe on the other side versus Kyle Fletcher. I think Kyle Fletcher does win here. And if it's Hangman versus Josh Alexander, Hangman wins. If it's Hangman versus Darby, Darby wins. Let's go on the premise that Darby wins for a second, then I'll just go on the route if Hangman wins. Well, no. If whoever wins, whoever it is, Darby or Hangman in the second round, they're defeating Kyle Fletcher. I don't even need to separate these. They're going to defeat Kyle Fletcher, and then they'll go on to defeat Will Ospreay. I really do like the storyline of Hangman Adam Page versus. Well, I mean, I really love the match of Hangman versus Will Ospreay. I don't think we got that match yet, and that would be a phenomenal match. And I think there's the two guys that could really tell like a great storyline as well going into All In. Although I really would love for Darby to be there as well, because I think he does. I think Darby can tell a pretty good storyline too with Will Ospreay, but I think Hangman Adam Page, because he is a bit better on the mic, he could tell a really good storyline going into All In. And I would be interested in seeing what they do with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, because it's about a month and a half between All In and Double or Nothing. You're going to be running basically broken face versus broken face, or I guess real face, whatever you want to call it. Real face, broken face, whichever one you like more. I like broken face more. What are you going to be doing there? Because we already had Swerve Strickland kind of admit that he deserved it. What's the storyline going to be there? I'd be very interested in knowing what that storyline is going to be. And I would also be interested in seeing if they're going to do it this year, where your Owen Hart Cup tournament winner is going to lose. You can say, you know what? We don't care. We had our Garcino Gauntlet winner lose. We're going to have our Owen Hart Cup tournament winner lose as well. And I wonder if that's going to happen on both sides, because on the women's side of things, we have Jamie Hayter versus Billie Starkz, Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander, Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné, and Harley Cameron versus Athena. I hate that we're going to be getting Mercedes Moné and Athena in the second round. It really does suck. I could see a world, though. You know what I could actually see? Because Mercedes versus Julia happens this Sunday. I could see Mercedes winning and then getting involved in that Harley Cameron Athena match, to where Mercedes faces Harley Cameron in the second round instead of facing Athena. That way they really do save it for All In. Yeah, they're going to do that. They're going to do that. My bad. I'd make a phone call to wake my girl up. She's sick right now, but she also wanted me to wake her up so she could do a couple things. So I had to make sure I wake her up. But I could see the world where they do have that happen with Mercedes. She interferes in that match, and then we get Mercedes versus Harley Cameron in the second round, because there's no way we're getting Mercedes versus Athena on some random Dynamite, right? Like, you're not doing this. I understand that AEW has done this in the past before, but this is just too big of a match to have happen at some random Dynamite. We cannot do that. This needs to happen at All In or Double or Nothing, one of the two. So I think what could happen is Mercedes goes into the second round and faces Harley Cameron. Jamie Hayter goes into the second round and faces Chris Statlander. I think Jamie Hayter would win here. And then we have Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné, where Athena gets involved because, she's going to get her get back. And Jamie Hayter wins that match. That would set up Mercedes and Athena. That would also set up Jamie Hayter to have kind of like her revenge match against Toni Storm, because Toni Storm did take her out a few years back. So I could see a world where they want to run back the storyline one last time. It's going to be pretty interesting, because I don't know if you want Jamie Hayter to be getting the AEW Women's World Championship, because I like Jamie Hayter. I really do. She slowed down so much. She has not been the same exact wrestler that wow, I said that really slow too. I literally slowed down talking about Jamie Hayter slowing down. Look at that. She's rubbing off on me, man. Oh my goodness. But like, Jamie Hayter slowed down so much as a wrestler, where it's like, I don't know if I really see her as world championship material. Now, I will say, I did have her in my world champions division, so I'm not too mad that she would potentially be the woman going against Toni Storm. I don't fully like it. Also, if you weren't around, the Outcast took out Jamie Hayter to where she had to relinquish the title and all that stuff, and then eventually Toni Storm did win that title because of that. I don't really like Jamie Hayter winning this. I'm not completely mad about it, especially if you do have Jamie versus Toni. It was gonna be like the redemption arc era, and like everybody that's kind of like, been wronged by the world champion is gonna get their win over the world champion. So it's Jamie Hayter and Hangman Adam Page defeating Swerve Strickland and Toni Storm. I guess you could go that way. I'm not really mad about it. I just want Swerve to hold that belt for a long time. But I guess if he holds it from April, May, June, all but July, that's about 3 months. Well, yeah, no, wait, my bad. That's all of April, all of May, all of June. That's 3 months, and then a part of July. I guess I'm not really mad at that too much. You're at least running better storylines instead of what you've been kind of running for a minute now. But not too mad at that if you do decide to go that way. I would love for this to be Chris time, though. Chris Statlander, I said before, the push that Megan Bayne is getting, Chris Statlander needs to be getting this push, man, because this is actually sad now. Chris Statlander, mic work-wise, she's not the greatest in the world. I will say that. She's pretty good, not that great. she's got to get some kind of push though for this world championship picture, man, because she has been so underutilized for so long now. And I want to see Chris Statlander doing big things in AEW. I think she has the talent to do it. She's put on amazing matches with Mercedes Moné, put on an amazing match with Willow Nightingale, had a really good storyline there. I would love to see big things from Chris Statlander, who is a big, meaty woman. I want to see the big, meaty woman doing big, meaty things. But it's like, I just want to see a bit more from AEW when it comes to Chris Statlander. I'm not mad if Mercedes Moné does go on to face Toni Storm either. I'm not mad if Athena does. I really, really want Athena to do it. But I think the best storyline there is for Jamie Hayter, because you haven't really had Athena drop the belt. You're not gonna have her drop the belt before, like the pay-per-view before All In. You're not gonna have her drop it going into All In and going into her match against Toni Storm, because you're probably not turning Toni Storm back into a heel anytime soon. So I guess the best way to go with this probably is Jamie Hayter going against Toni Storm, dethroning Toni Storm. I just hope that means that Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page does go to Swerve and not to Hangman. I would like that just a tiny bit more, okay? Just a tiny bit more. But you know what though, with Jamie Hayter as well, I'm gonna cut back a little bit because she has slowed down a bit. But she's still pretty damn good in the ring, and she's a really good mic worker as well. I don't really know the storyline you have going forward. Maybe you have Mariah May come back and have a feud with Jamie Hayter, but I don't really know. Maybe you have Ruby Soho come back and have a feud with Jamie Hayter because she was a part of the Outcast and had that attack. Again, I don't really know. There's a few ways you can go about this. Maybe we can finally close off Jamie Hayter and Julia Hart. So we give Julia Hart a world championship match. We have to finally close that feud off because, my goodness, thanks to the whole visa issues, which I'm not blaming Jamie Hayter for that, by the way. I'm blaming other people for that. But because the whole visa issues, she did not ever get to close her story off with Julia Hart. I would love to see that. The other two big things that did happen tonight. Oh, no, the last big thing that did happen was MJF said he's going to prove himself to Bobby Lashley. And I'm assuming this means that he's going to be hurting Hangman Adam Page. What I could see happening here is, I said the MJF storyline, but that's only if Darby Allin is involved in this, though. I don't think if Josh Alexander's there, you're not having MJF get involved in this. I don't know where we're going with MJF and Hangman Adam Page. I'm going to be real with you, because if we're running Hangman Adam Page and Swerve, are we going to add MJF to that match? Is that the direction that we're going in? I don't know if I fully like that too much. I have had something in my sock the entire day. It's this stupid dang piece of plastic that has been bugging me. I finally got it out. I am so happy that I finally got it out. What the heck is it? The heck is it? That was not a piece of plastic. Ew, I don't know what that was. But we are finally, we're finally doing... Oh, my bad. No. My bad. I got distracted by that stupid thing in my sock. We have Hangman and MJF, and we're just doing nothing with it. We're not doing anything with it. We're kind of dropping that. So I don't really know the direction. Because Hangman's going to be so involved in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I don't know when the hell we run MJF and Hangman again, unless MJF's taking a few months off and it comes back after the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And it comes back after All In. And he goes after Hangman Adam Page, who is now the world champion. I guess, but didn't MJF say that he's going to prevent Hangman Adam Page from also getting the world championship? Oh, you better not, Tony Khan. Oh, you better fucking not. Oh, no. Oh my God, no, we're not having multi All In. It sounds too nasty for one, and we're not doing the WWE way. If I freaking see MJF go after Hangman Adam Page after he wins the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and we get a multi-man match at All In of MJF versus Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland, I am going to be upset. I am tired of multi-man matches. We don't need them. Oh my gosh, they better not do that. They better not do that. But this is becoming so Roman Seth CM Punk. Oh my God. I really hope that they just wait till after. Let MJF take a few months off, wait till after, and then come back with a much darker spray tan and all that stuff, and eventually go after Hangman Adam Page, have Hangman make fun of his spray tan. I would love to see Swerve actually retain, have MJF go after Swerve, and Swerve says, "Why are you trying to be one of us so bad?" I would have loved to see that. That'd be amazing, but no, they're probably going to have it's either going to be a multi-man match or MJF takes a few months off and attacks Hangman Adam Page after All In. One of the two. Also, I do think now if Swerve Strickland does win, it's because Hangman Adam Page helps him against the Death Riders. I would actually really love to see that. I know Hangman's going to be involved in the tournament, so Swerve's going to be kind of wary of him, but I would love to see these two guys kind of like just hug it out at Dynasty. That would be an amazing moment right there, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and jump on into our next topic, because talking about amazing moments, we got a really, really trashed one. Swerve Vacher, Stephanie Strickland. Whose house? Stephanie's house. Stephanie Vacher dropped the North American title. This kind of goes back to my whole topic of why are we having these big signings taking spots from other people. We could have had anybody else be in that NXT Women's Championship match. We did not need Stephanie versus Julia at Roadblock. Could have just saved that for a much later date. Julia's going to be back eventually. I don't know when, but she's going to be back eventually. You're not going to, it's not like Julia's never going to be able to come back to WWE because of visa issues, although I guess there is that possibility, but I hope everything goes smoothly for Julia and she's able to get back, because I might not really care for the wrestling style and all that, but that's a human being at the end of the day. She's trying to live her dream. She's also probably trying to, I don't know if she lives in America or not, but I'm pretty sure she probably does. She's trying to live out her dream and all that stuff, so I would definitely love to see her back in AEW. And back in WWE, and she does got aura out the ass. She got aura. That theme song is fire, and she has a really cool look too, so Julia and Stephanie, we could have saved. We easily could have saved this, man. You had Roxanne Perez there, who you could have had being the first ever 3-time NXT Women's Champion. You had I mean, I don't think you're going to put Jada Parker in that picture yet. Yeah, you're probably not putting Kalani Jordan there. You're probably not putting Fallon Henley there. You could have had Jordan Grace win it if you really wanted to, I guess, and then had Jordan versus Roxanne one more time at All In. I mean, not All In, at Stand and Deliver if you really wanted to. We just really wanted Stephanie versus Jordan, didn't we? We could have done it. I mean, we could have done it by just, having Stephanie Vacher lose the match to Fallon Henley. That would have been so much easier. Or Ash has a really big brain idea that honestly isn't even that big brain, y'all, because watch this right here. This is the easiest thing in the world. Ava, I don't know her last name, she said Stephanie Vacher is going to be dropping the title because she doesn't want to stifle the women's division, because she doesn't want to, because she's not able to defend it each and every single week. Ava, there's 3 weeks until God, I keep saying this. There's 3 weeks until Stand Deliver. Sweetie, Stephanie Vacher ain't got to defend that goddamn belt for the next 3 weeks. Ain't nobody going to be fighting for it for the next 3 weeks. They're in tournament matches. How hard was it just to have tournament ladder matches? You have 5 of them, and then you have 5 winners there. There's Stephanie Vacher. Have her get attacked by Fallon Henley and Fatal Influence before the dang match happens. That gets Stephanie Vacher taken out of the match, and then you have someone else win the ladder match. Or even better idea, you have Roxanne Perez actually be in the match, not Kalani Jordan, or at least have Roxanne and Kalani there, but don't have Roxanne face Kalani in the damn tournament and then lose for no stupid reason. But you could have okay, let's go with Kalani first. You got Kalani Jordan climbing the ladder. Climb. Fallon Henley comes and says, "Get your ass off the ladder. I'm taking the dang belt and I'm running off with it." Boom. Now we get to have a feud set up of Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, feuding to see who's going to be the very first ever 2-time North American Women's Champion. That's amazing. Or we have Roxanne Perez climbing up the ladder. Boom, she about to get to the top. She got her hands on it. She's about to do it. She's about to be the very first ever woman in NXT to hold the NXT Women's Championship, NXT North American Women's Championship, and the NXT Women's Championship. Shout out to my guy Jaden, because you also let me know that as well. But no, here comes Fallon Henley. Get your short ass off of there. I'm taking the belt and I'm running off with it. Now we get a feud between Fallon Henley and Roxanne Perez to see what is going to be the very first ever 2-time North American Women's Champion, or the very first woman to hold all 3 women's belts in NXT. Great feuds either way. No, we're going to have somebody go into this match and potentially just win it for the very first time, and it's not even going to be a cool moment at all. We easily could have just kept Stephanie Valkyrie with the dang belts. There were so much better storylines, and for the people who say that it is hard to book a company, buddy, I am booking companies off the top of my head. It clearly is not that damn hard. It is not. If Ash is thinking of this, who only be playing my GM mode, if all Lil me can think of this, you telling me these folk in WWE can't? You telling me these folk in NXT can't? You telling me Triple H and Shawn Michaels and whoever the hell and whoever the hell else is back there can't be thinking of this? Come on, bro. It's not that hard. This is not that hard. I don't know why they had Stephanie Valkyrie drop the damn belt. I don't know why I said why either. But it is not that hard, man. You can't make this stuff harder than it really is. It's so easy to book, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I write a book that I can book. I don't know. But, like, my goodness, man. I don't know why they had her hold the belts. Well, I know why. And introducing the very first woman to ever defend 2 titles in one night. Hey, Stephanie Valkyrie is the very first woman to ever defend 2 titles in one night. She's going up against Stephanie Valkyrie, the very first woman to ever defend 2 titles in one night. Literally anybody's going to debunk that by saying you dropped the belt a week afterwards because the pressure got too much. It's that simple. Boom. Now you just threw away the whole entire thing. And if we don't have anybody say that, we're literally treating Stephanie Valkyrie like Logan Paul with the whole Japan thing, where we just can't say it because we can't bury this person. It's so lazy to me that you went this route. You could have easily just gone any other routes. There were much better routes than just mine. I've seen other people say even better bookings. Like my goodness, man. Why did we have to have Stephanie Valkyrie drop the belt? Why just need to get the belt to begin with? We could have easily just had Julia win. Could have easily just had that, and then guess what? Julia drops the title. And then guess what we do after that? NXT Women's Championship Tournament. We're having a triple threat most likely. Why can't we have a tournament where three women are going to face off for the NXT Women's Championship? Couldn't do that. That was so hard. We could have a vacant NXT Women's Championship and then have a crowning moment for like the NXT Women's Champion at Stand Deliver. You couldn't do that. Heck, you could have had Stephanie lose the damn North American title before Stand Deliver and then be in the damn match, I guess, if you really want to. I don't know. You could have had her be the first double champion there. Like, oh my goodness, man. I don't get it at all. It's so stupid to me why they're just making this harder than it needs to be, but whatever, man. Someone else is also making things harder than it needs to be is Trick Williams. Oh my gosh. That was a horrible transition, by the way. Trick Williams is a whole pack of ass, and I am ready to light this man up. Let me get a little space now, man, because I'm about to light this privileged ass up. Trick Williams is a straight up bum. This man is 30 years old, about to be 31 years old, has been wrestling for about 4 or 5 years now, and you're telling me Logan Paul can be a better wrestler than Trick Williams? This man played sports. How can you not be athletic? You were on the Philadelphia Eagles tryout team. How can you not be athletic? Why can't you learn how to wrestle? This is sad. How can you not have charisma on a damn microphone? Like, oh my goodness, man. How do you make this so much harder than it needs to be? I feel like it's not this hard to talk on a damn microphone and be charismatic. I just feel like it's not. This guy made Javon Williams look like the better mic worker in WWE. And I said before that Javon Williams might be one of the worst mic workers in NXT. And I did not mean he was one of the worst because he sucked. I mean he's one of the worst because he was super dang green on the mic, because obviously he's only 20 years old. He's 20 years old and he's a better wrestler than Trick Williams. Man, get this bum on out of here. I am tired of seeing Trick Williams on my damn screen. Now this man is going to be main eventing Stand Deliver once again. After main eventing last year, he's main eventing in this year. We had to throw on Williams in this damn match because this sucks at wrestling. He sucks at wrestling. Why does he keep getting a push? Why? It's so damn annoying that he's taking pushes from more deserving people. I'd rather see Ricky Saints in this damn match. I'd rather see Tony D'Angelo in this match. I'd rather see Sean Spears in this match. I'd rather see Ethan Page in this match. We took the damn belt off of Ethan Page to put it back on bum-ass Trick Williams. Are you serious? Are you serious? We could have put Saquon Sugars in this damn match. We could have put Dion Lennox in this damn match. We could have put literally anybody else in this damn match, but we're putting Trick Williams in the match again, and he sucks. He does not deserve the spot that he is getting. He's not doing anything. He's not improving. His mic work has been the same since he's gotten there. His ring work has been the same since he's gotten there. Now he's trying to be Carmelo Hayes 2.0, but he can never even hold a damn candlestick to Carmelo Hayes. This is so annoying that this guy is getting pushes that he clearly does not deserve, because it hurts my whole damn argument that WWE does not push black people. He is being shoved down everybody's damn throats, and when people say that Jey Uso can't wrestle and Jey Uso's being shoved down everybody's throats, I point to freaking Trick Williams. This man is egregious. He is horrible. And for the people who are going to try to defend this thing by saying that, well, Trick Williams hasn't been wrestling his whole life. He's 30 years old. It's been 4 or 5 years. How long has Javon Evans been wrestling? Probably not that long. How long Roxanne Perez been wrestling? Since she was 16, she's 23 now. That's 7 years? She came in at 21 years old, at 20 years old, and looked like a damn superstar. She looked like a damn superstar. Kevin Knight is 28, been wrestling for 4 years, and he looks damn good. What the hell does Trick Williams keep getting pushes for? He is an aura merchant. This man does absolutely nothing. He's getting added to a match, and he's gonna make it look worse because he's in the damn match. Oh my God, dude, we had Javon Evans could be having a damn NXT Heritage Cup match, and we can't even get that stand deliver because he has to be in this match with Trick Williams and Obafemi because he can't do anything. My bad, not Javon, because Trick Williams can't do anything in the dang ring. He can't do anything in the dang ring. He sucks. It's so irritating. I hate the fact that this dude is getting pushed that everybody else deserves. I hate to see this because it's like, look at WWE, trying to push their homegrown talent in Trick Williams. Well, shit, now I see why you're signing other people, because your damn homegrown talent can't do shit. The ones that's getting pushed in the damn main event scene can't do anything. And it's just like, oh my God, I am tired of seeing this man on my screen. I'd rather see Nikita Lyons. Oh my God. I would rather see Maggot the Stallion on my screen than see Trick Williams. At least she can do a move. If you put her in the ring with a good wrestler, she'll look decent. And she ass. She's ass. She sucks. And she's better on the mic than Trick Williams. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. I've been holding this in for too long now, man. I have been holding this in for so long. I needed to crash out about Nia Jax, and I needed to crash out about Trick Williams because I freaking said 4 episodes ago that, dang, man, Trick Williams might turn heel and might look a whole lot better, but no. He still looks trash. He's garbage, man. Oh my God, my dang hat keeps falling. Oh my gosh, man. I hate this so much. I hate this so much that he's just getting the push that he does not deserve. It's so irritating to me. There's so many guys that get fired. Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, Ilya Dragunov, Indy Hartwell, Isla Dawn is what I meant to say. You have Baron Corbin, all these guys whose contracts aren't getting renewed or they're getting released, and here goes Trick Williams to keep getting matches. Here goes Trick Williams to keep getting shots. All these guys. getting released, and Trick Williams is still getting every damn shot in the world. He has Shawn Michaels mentoring him. He has Triple H mentoring him. He has CM Punk mentoring him. He has Roman Reigns mentoring him. Let me tell you right now, if I was learning from these guys, my mic work would be impeccable. My mic work would be top tier. I'd be the greatest mic worker of all damn time. How the hell? Mind you, CM Punk is the same guy who mentored AJ Lee, and AJ Lee's 1-1A all time. It's sad. It's sad. But let's go on to our last topic, since we did kind of talk about CM Punk. A guy who relates to CM Punk, one and Naomi. Gosh, I'm so glad that's gone now. But no, my bad. It's proceed with caution. Naomi a fool for that. I love that though. That was amazing, bro. We got to give Naomi her flowers, man, because I said it before, Naomi's top 5 in the women's division right now. She's top 3 in wrestling, man. She's so freaking good. Her ring work is really good, and it's only looked better and better. Her mic work, I did not know that it was actually this good, man. I did not know it was this good. Ever since that whole thing with Bianca, I've had a whole different perspective on Naomi's mic work. She's really damn good. Her acting skills are amazing. She has charisma. She has the character work down. She is just, oh my gosh, bro. I have this set up for Naomi, a storyline that I think that we should run, because I'm going to say this right now. I do believe that Naomi has been a better heel than John Cena. I think Naomi has cleared John Cena. Everybody's bigging up John Cena. No, stop talking about that, man. He has not done anything of importance since his whole attack on Cody Rhodes. His little promo with Cody Rhodes is cute, fine speech. You ain't really even say much in that dang thing. No, I'm kidding. You said a lot in that dang thing. But Naomi is better. Naomi has been better. She has been killing it. She has been carrying. She arguably has the greatest storyline going into WrestleMania. And I have a storyline set up for Naomi going forward. Okay, so boom, this is how we're going to do it, right? We got Naomi versus Jade at WrestleMania. Probably have some like last woman standing match. You have Jade lose that. No. You have Jade win that match. Then we get one more match with Naomi and Jade. Jade gonna run it back again, get that W again. But we not done there. No, we not done there. Oh no, baby, we not done there, because that's gonna happen at Queen and King of the Ring. At Queen of the Ring. Then we're going to have Naomi say, you know what? I'm going to get back at Jade. Don't worry about that, because she's going to be at SummerSlam. Okay, I'm going to be at Money in the Bank. Go become the Miss Money in the Bank. Glow in the Bank. Boom. You got Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair, because I do think Charlotte Flair is going to beat Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. Obviously, they had their big old stand down this past Friday Night SmackDown. So you know what we're going to do there? We're going to have Jade versus Charlotte at SummerSlam. Naomi going to pull up about halfway through the match, and be like towards the end of the match. She's going to go get that win. Boom. Now you have Naomi as the new women's, the new WWE Women's Champion. Then we gonna run back Naomi versus Jade at Bash in Berlin one more time. Naomi now gets the win. Then she gonna start stomping out just Jade. She gonna start stomping her ass out. She's taking everything out because she got the first 2 losses and all that stuff. She gonna basically say, you can never stand in the ring on me. You can never be on my level. Boom. Now Bianca comes out, because Bianca ain't gonna win that match at WrestleMania. No. We're not gonna have that happen, baby. What we're gonna have happen is Bianca gonna come out. Now we're gonna push Bianca versus Naomi. Now we're gonna have their first match be at Bad Blood. Super big feud, by the way. We're not going to do a one-time thing. We're going to do this multiple times. But we're not going to do it multiple times in a row, though, because we got to have Crown Jewel, because it's filler season and all that stuff. After Crown Jewel, we're going to have Naomi versus Bianca running back one more time. Maybe Survivor Series, maybe before that, who the heck knows. Then we can even have another match at Survivor Series if we really, really wanted to. Now, what's happening after Survivor Series? We have Saturday night's main event. Saturday night's main event, we're going to have, let's go Nia Jax versus Naomi, because she got a whole lot of names on the checklist that she got to be, on the hit list that she got to be checking off. Then we have the Queen. Oh, hell, the Queen. Charlotte Flair versus Naomi. Charlotte Flair gonna try to put Naomi in her place. Boom, Naomi gonna wipe her ass out too. But you know who gonna win the Royal? But you know who gonna win that Royal Rumble though? You know who gonna win that Royal Rumble? Miss Jordynne Grace. Yeah, we gonna be running Jordynne Grace versus Naomi at WrestleMania, and I want that to be the main event. They got a whole lot of history with each other in TNA. They also gonna have they got a little bit of it in WWE as well. Obviously that big old moment at at the Royal Rumble last year, but she hugged her and all that stuff, and it was all buddy, and then Bianca like, no, we can't be buddy and all that. We gotta, we gotta be tossing folk out the damn ring and all that stuff. But we gonna run Jordynne Grace versus Naomi at WrestleMania. We're gonna give Naomi a really big run, and she probably will lose to Jordynne Grace. That's fine, she had a really good run. She'll go from, let's say, SummerSlam, so that's about August. So we have August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 9 months with the belt. You lose it at WrestleMania. That's about 10. Yeah, it's about 10 months, all the way to April. I love that for Naomi. I think that's an amazing storyline going forward with her. She's somebody that really does deserve her flowers because she's been absolutely killing it. She has been tearing the house down. This feud right now with Jade, it has just... The fact that this feud has no belt and it's been better than a lot of the feuds with belts, and it's been better than a lot of the feuds that it probably shouldn't be better than, because you look at the players involved in these feuds, it's crazy. You got to give Naomi every one of her flowers, man. Her heel work has been impeccable. She looks like an actual heel. That's why I do say that she's been better than John Cena. I say she's actually been better than Kevin Rhodes. She's been better than Kevin Owens. She's been better than any heel that I think is in WWE right now. And I like the way she's going about it instead of Rhea as well. It's just... Man, Naomi has been so good, bro. Naomi's been so damn good. And I'm glad that I eventually did let it go, that my little disdain from her for Naomi going back, because Mercedes didn't go back. But you know what? If they're actually going to give her the push that she deserves, then I'm not completely mad about it. I don't like what you've done over this past year, though. But again, we can make that all up by giving her an amazing run. And I also do like the fact that I kind of low-key called it by saying that Naomi was upset with Bianca because of the fact, with Bianca, not Bianca, with Bianca because of the fact that, Bianca kind of went and got all buddy with Jade Cargill and all that. And I really do want Naomi to say in the feud with Bianca, was Jade riding your coattails or were you riding her coattails? Because Miss Bianca now, I love me some Bianca Belair. But hey, man, I'm just saying, she wasn't really doing nothing. What happened? Little old Jade came around. Not little old Jade, that's Storm right there. She done came around and what happened? What happened? Hi, friend. Come here, friend. Oh, y'all friends? Where y'all know each other from? I ain't never seen y'all two together. I ain't never seen y'all hanging out. I never seen y'all walking y'all dogs together. Never seen y'all, go grab drinks together. Never seen y'all, go to the store together. What happened? How the hell y'all become friends? Oh, you became friends because you needed somebody, just as big as you to get to the tag team division because you couldn't trust Naomi because you didn't think that Naomi was that girl. You didn't think Naomi was that dog. I ain't gonna call the other word because I don't really feel like calling women bitches and all that. That ain't right to me. But you ain't grabbed Naomi, but you went and grabbed Jade. Oh, I see you, Bianca. And I hope Naomi sees you too for what you are. I hope Naomi sees you for what you are. Naomi better have one of the greatest women's championship runs of all dang time, man. I really, really hope it does happen. I hope that this isn't me just being delusional, all this stuff, and it doesn't happen at all. I'm gonna be pissed. Oh my gosh, but that's going to be it for now, though, y'all. Definitely hope y'all did enjoy this episode. As always, if you did, no matter where you're listening to it at, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, liking, subscribing, sharing, rating, following, notification bells, all that good stuff. Definitely does help the channel out. Remember, if you ever want any comments, if you ever want me to respond to any comments on the podcast, just drop a comment. I will definitely respond to it. I'll give you your credit for it. But y'all, for now, have a great one because I'm out. Peace. Have a good one, everybody. I said that twice. Bye. And proceed with caution.